Hey, we all know how we're gonna die, baby. We're gonna crash and burn.
Okay, this week's first ascent is We Don't Kill Spiders from Black Caravan, issue number 1. Love that cover. So this week's another flea market haul. I've been going to the flea market a lot. Lots of cool stuff there. This week was a little bit weird. Not being a, not like last time's naughty book fiasco. But it was just weird, and I'll get to the story in a minute. But yeah, it's basically going to be a flea market haul and some stuff off the shelf from my local shop. By the time this comes out, it'll probably be the Sunday of Three Rivers Comic Con, so I'm looking forward to going down to that show. I believe I'm going both days, so I'll probably have a haul probably in about a month and a half. In a month and a half, because I've been trying to do these book videos every other week and music every other week also, so at least have something out weekly. But before we get to all that, we gotta get to our Chew from the Tomb. Also, I have a jot tape here to hold up the book a little bit so you can, it won't be as much glare. It's finally sunny in Pittsburgh. The first book I'm going to show is Spider-Man Unlimited with, of course, my favorite Spider-Man villain, Carnage, on the cover. I just remember when this came out. Let me rewind a little bit. So I've been digging through the tomb deep down. I own multiple copies of this book. This came out, I forget when it came out. Was it 92? Yeah, it had to be around like 92, 93, I guess. Oh, I guess we can open it up and look at it. Yeah, it came out in 93. But I just remember just seeing this cover, because I was following Spider-Man at the time, The Amazing Spider-Man, due to the Carnage storyline and the previous Sinister Six stuff. But I just remember like looking at this price tag, $3.95 back then. Like I said, I own multiple copies. I think I own like 3 copies of this. I probably paid like, well, my discount back then was 10% off, so I probably paid, you know, $3.60 for this, plus tax. So it probably came out to $3.95. But yeah, I just remember like really enjoying this book too, because this is the kickoff to the Maximum Carnage storyline, which runs multiple issues through the multiple series of Spider-Man. But yeah, I own a couple first printings of that Amazing Spider-Man issue 361. It was just cool going back, looking through this, reading it. And I don't like Carnage when he's from back in the day. I don't really follow him too much. I try to get into it a little bit, but it's just like, it's so there's so many people that are Carnage now. It's just like I'm just cool. I'm cool with the original stuff. Like, I'm not a huge Spider-Man fan, but you got Ron Lim on pencils here. I knew him better from the Silver Surfer stuff, but the Doppelganger Spider-Man, that's always loved those characters. Like, he's just a beast. But yeah, it was nice just reading through this book again. So I'm going to reread I bought the trade paperback last year or the year before, I can't remember. Paid $5 for the the trade paperback used. I paid $5 for it, and this issue was $4. And I bought 2 of them apparently. But yeah, I think I'm pretty close to having the whole Maximum Carnage storyline in single issues. And we'll go through this one real quickly. This is probably a new segment on my my channel here, is like, why the fuck did I even buy this? But this is a Snot Girl issue number 1. This shit is disgusting to me, and I'm somebody that collects, some pretty risque stuff, I guess you could say. But this is like, I was flipping through my through the Tomb books here, and I'm like, what the hell was I thinking buying this book? And I apparently paid like $3 for it or something, because I bought it. I remember buying it, and I remember not really. I didn't even open it up because it's just like, that shit disgusts me. You got boogers coming out of your nose. Like, come on, man. All right, let's get to our haul right about now. So like I said, I was at the flea market. I spent a total of like $23. That's why I enjoy going to flea markets even more than cons. I always think that you can always find better stuff that people are just trying to get rid of most of the time. Of course, you got all the sellers that think they're set up at San Diego Comic Con. It's like, dude, it's Pittsburgh on a Sunday morning. But the first booth I hit up, they were selling dollar books, and they were some pretty decent, some older stuff. So picked up Little Monsters. I believe this is a reprint. I was doing a little research on it because I don't remember ever seeing this book before, but apparently this is a reprint. Horrible Orby and Awful Annie. So yeah, I collect this kind of stuff, so I definitely had to pick it up. Alright, next up we got Dennis the Menace in Mexico. I learned about these books through Cartoonist Kayfabe. I'll leave a link down to the channel below. I already own Dennis the Menace in Washington, D.C., and I believe this is the second in the series. I believe there's another one. It's called Dennis the Menace in London, Dennis the Menace in London. I think those are the only 3 books. But this is, the artist was Al Wiseman and Fred Toole. So those that don't know the story, they would go to like Washington D.C. for a couple days, or go to Mexico for like a week, and they would study everything. And it's pretty spot on. Of course, we're going back to, I don't even know if this is the original printing, but this is 1966. But yeah, it's really really worth checking out if you can get them really dirt cheap. They had 2 copies of this, and I wish I would have picked up the other one, but it had like tape all over it and stuff. But I just don't find them that often, and I don't think I've seen the Dennis the Menace in London yet, so I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. But I ain't paying more than $1 for it. It's this version. It's an okay copy. I mean, but it's good enough for me to read. And finally, from that same booth, I picked up Looney Tunes. I don't know, I can't remember what issue this is, but I know it's from 1957. But for $1, I couldn't pass it up. I started reading comic books back in the day when my mom would buy me the 3-packs, with different comic books in it, and they all had the Looney Tunes stuff, like Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig, or whatever the hell, Elmer Fudd, and all that stuff. So that's where I started reading comics. So I always pick these up. Plus, if you watch this channel enough, there's enough dark stuff on this channel. We need to lighten it up a little bit. But yeah, I had to give it the old Mylar because I didn't have any other bags that fit it. That looks good in Mylar. I'll display it for a little bit. Just nice to. It's a pretty decent cover. I mean, it's got issues and all that stuff, but it's only $1. You can't pass it up. If I find anything from like the 1950s or earlier, and the cover's still intact, I'm picking it up, man. So, I'm walking around, came across, hold on to your hats here, guys. But this was $1 also. Yep, you guessed it. Action Comics #1, the first appearance of Superman. Yeah. Of course, this is nowhere near the original, but this is the Loot Crate version. It came out in 2017. Loot Crate was I don't know if they still do. They still send stuff out, but you could sign up for it, and they throw a bunch of junk in there, and they throw comics. Would make it in there a couple times throughout the year. I believe they did a Star Wars one. I know they did I believe a Batman New 52 one, and of course they did the Action Comics #1. So yeah, Loot Crate was like the old the old Columbia House. Tape a penny to the postcard and get 12 CDs for free, but the Loot Crate wasn't free, and they kept sending it to you if you didn't cancel it. But yeah, what can be said about this book? But it's a facsimile, so I know they reprinted it for Superman Day, I believe, last month. They had like a night. I was gonna buy one. I was gonna buy an Action Comics Superman comic book day one, but they were asking $9.99 for it. So I found this for $1. I was like, yeah, I'm good with this, because I don't think I own a facsimile of this issue. I know I own a facsimile of Detective 27, but this one kind of a dollar bin. This is Harley Quinn issue number 33. It's the Gabrielle Dell'Otto cover. So it was just a cover buy for me. I flipped through it. I was like, man, I'm really not missing too much in this. So yeah, this is definitely a cover buy. I think it's a pretty cool cover. So the last booth I went to, the guy was basically selling sports cards, and I'm not a sports card guy, but he had a little box of odds and ends. Because what made me stop and look at his booth is he had a Neo from the Matrix. I think it was a McFarlane figure. I just asked him how much it was, and he was like, yeah, $10, which is probably a decent deal, but I just wasn't in the mood. If it was $5, I would have picked it up. I decided to, just look around, and he had like a little box of, comics, or comic magazines, I should say. Then I was looking through, he's like, oh, you're not interested in sports cards? I was like, nah, not really, it's not my thing. So he pulled out another box, and he had all this stuff in there. He ended up having these in his, in that little box there. And these are postcards from, what was it, Death, the High Cost of Living. And I believe the artist's name is Chris Bacello. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Sorry if I'm butchering the name, but yeah, this is. I remember having these. The comic shops gave them away when Death, the High Cost of Living came out at that time. So I was like, oh, that's cool. So I started making a pile of stuff that I wanted. Of stuff I wanted to buy. So I picked up. And the cool thing is that when I got home, I didn't realize it at the time. Is that there's two in there, 2 of each. So there's 2 of this one and 2 of this one. So I got doubles. But I'm a huge Death fan, especially this version of Death, I should say. But yeah, it was cool to actually pick these up. So like I said, he had that little box, and then he also had these in there. I'm going to pull these up a little bit. They're Vampirella cards. So this is Jose Gonzalez. He had all 6 of them. I'm not sure why the hell I didn't just buy all 6 of them, but if I go back next time, I don't think anybody's going to be picking those other ones up. But yeah, this is card number 1. And to me, Jose Gonzalez is the ultimate Vampirella artist. And I also picked up the Joe Chiodo. version. This is card number 6. I got the first and the 6th card of a 6-card mini series or mini set. Like I said, I'm not a card collector, but I thought this was too cool to pass up. And like now I'm just kicking myself because I probably could have got the whole thing for, I'll tell you the price at the end of what I paid for all this. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think I'll just keep these over here. Do that one right there. Do that one up there. There you go. So like I said, this box is like, it's like a magic box. And those that follow this channel know I'm a huge Joe Chiodo fan. So he also had this in his in that box. It's a print, and it's Naughty and Nice by Joe Chiodo. So I definitely had to pick that up. He had another one by another artist, but I didn't look at it, and I just didn't really care for the art. So I decided to just stick with this one. So, like I said, I've never seen this before, and I don't think it was in the art book that I picked up through Verotic Comics. It's almost like their heads are like sewn together. Did I tell you this channel is dark? So speaking of dark, so this, like, again, this is all off the same vendor. This is Vampirella Carmilla with the Ken Kelly cover. Basically a Vampirella type book. Different stories in there. It's the first issue. But he had that issue, and he had the second issue. But this has a San Julian cover, issue number 2. I like this version. But yeah, I was like, I'm flipping these books. I was like, yeah, so like I said, I made a stack, and I also got this one too. This is actually a Vampirella book. And of course, you got Gene Simmons on the cover. But this is a newer book. I believe it was like 2002 it came out. So, yeah, we got to flip through this one a little bit. But yeah, for you Kiss fans out there. But this is like, it has the few pages of comics, then it's a lot of interviews and stuff like that. Donnie Darko. It says Vampirella's favorite horror movies of 2003. There are many horror movies. Or there are so many movies of the horror ilk this year that just warms me. So I'm reading this like sort of in the dark without my glasses. But anyways, the movies that they're talking about is 28 Days Later, Freddy vs. Jason, Kill Bill Volume 1. Is that Geely? Is that the Brad Pitt one? Or not Brad Pitt, Ben Affleck. Baba Hotep and The Eye. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to read this, the newest entry into the KISS library. Speaking of Vampirella, I came across this channel that was doing some Vampirella deep dives on, especially issue number 1. They did a whole show, but I didn't get to check out any of the. I think they released another video just recently But yeah, it looks like they did 2 days ago as I'm watching this, or as I'm recording this, I should say. But it's the Cantonese Comic Kid. Definitely check out that channel. Especially if you like Vampirella, man, this dude's like all kind of knowledge on those books, or that book. So I'm excited to watch that. I'm gonna probably watch it on Friday night because I'm recording this on Wednesday. But yeah, definitely, if you get a chance, I'll leave a link down below. Check them out. But yeah, that was my flea market haul. So like I said, I got all these books. I got all these knickknacks and all that other crap. So I got these three. I got, let's see. So I ended up paying for all this, which I think was a pretty damn good deal. I paid $15 for all of this, so not a bad score, I'd say. Like I said, I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy the other 2 cards, or the other 4 cards. Because I think all 4 of them were there, all 6 of them. I don't know why the hell I just picked up one. Of course I know why, because those are my favorite artists. But I'm not sure why I didn't, because I'm a completist too, which is totally out of my mindset. Out of my mind, more like it. So if I get back next time, I'll just pick them up. But hopefully he's still there next time. Nobody else picked them up, but yeah, I think that was a decent haul for $15. I mean, let me know what you think. Did I get a decent deal? I mean, some vintage. Hell, I even think these oversized hard cases, is that what they call them, for the cards, might be worth $1 or $2, Okay, next up we got, let me see if I can get rid of this tape. Now it's getting a little bit darker. This book's that I picked up off the shelf, and one of my pull list ones. So first up we got the Incredible Hulk, issue number 25, Hulk and Thor. To be honest, I haven't read the last 2-3 issues, so I got a little bit of catching up to do. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it past issue 30 on this series. Just the revolving door of artists. But it looks like Nick Klein's back on this one, so it'll be pretty much enjoyable. But that was my pull list. Ended up getting, this is the first appearance of Sergeant Rock, the facsimile. Sergeant Rock is like one of those characters for me that's just like Conan or even Vampirella to a point. I can buy 1 or 2. I usually buy 1 or 2, maybe 3 issues a year, and I'm satisfied. I get my little fix of these characters. They're great characters. I enjoy reading them, but it's nothing I want to go out and buy like a whole collection. Having said that, in an upcoming video, I think I got 2 Conan trades. Just, why wait 3 videos before you contradict yourself? But but besides the point, like I said, those will be like probably the only. I'll take it back. Probably won't be, but those will probably be the only 2, maybe 2 of the 3 Conan books I pick up. So, and same with Sergeant Rock. I enjoy them, but it's nothing I have to go out and get the whole entire run of or anything like that. So, next up, I've been trying to piece these together too. So it's Spawn issue number 1. It's the Image First reprint series. And this is the 7th printing. I know I have the 1st printing. I think I got the 3rd printing. So as I find them, I'll just buy them for $1. They're usually still on the people's or comic book shops wall and stuff. So no real value, but just like I just enjoy just collecting all the printing, especially for $1. I mean, for the given price. And those that have never seen inside a Spawn book, you're missing that, especially with the first, like all the Todd McFarlane stuff, man. You gotta pick it up. The last book I picked up, I enjoyed this. It's Exquisite Corpses, issue number 1. But it just made me, I came to the conclusion, I know I say this, I think I said this like 5 times over the past 2 years, But I'm almost pretty much done picking up new releases off the shelf at basically full price. You know, I enjoyed it. It was, yeah, I think it's pretty good, but I feel like, you know, I don't know if it's like a Netflix thing or, you know, whatever you want to call it, Peacock or whatever. But now I'm consuming like media and stuff like that. I'm consuming it all in like large chunks now instead of you know, watching an episode a week or something. And now you can just watch like 7 or 8 episodes and be done with it. So I'd rather just, this is the kind of story I think would be better in a trade format already. I'm not sure if it's a ongoing or if it's a limited series. I didn't know anything about it. The only reason why I picked it up was James Tinian was writing it, so I'm a huge fan of his writing style. So again, it's a great book. I enjoyed it, but I think it's just like, now I gotta wait another month to read the next issue. I think it's just like, for me it is. It's but you know, you'll tune in next week and I'll be picking up something else off the shelf. Like, yeah, look at this. But yeah, I'm gonna probably start steering more towards the trade route on especially new series. And just continue with my you know, Batman or the older stuff that I like to collect. Like the Verotic stuff, the Spawn stuff, Batman, Superman, and whatever else ever like that I can find for on the cheap, and the not so cheap. All right, guys, thanks a lot for checking out my channel. I really appreciate all the comments everybody's been leaving. Super cool, man. Thanks for checking out the music stuff and all that stuff too. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but really appreciate all the comments, all the support on those videos. We'll talk to you next time.